Bananas are considered berries because of the way they grow. Unlike many fruits that come from a flower and have seeds inside them, bananas come from one part of the flower and have tiny seeds inside the soft part we eat. This makes bananas true berries. On the other hand, fruits like strawberries and raspberries, which we usually think of as berries, are not true berries because they grow differently. So, even though it sounds strange, bananas are real berries. Honey never goes bad because of its special makeup. It has very little water and lots of sugar, which makes it hard for germs to live in it. Honey is also naturally acidic and has something called hydrogen peroxide that stops bacteria from growing. Because of all these things, honey can stay good forever. In fact, pots of honey found in ancient Egyptian tombs are still good to eat even after thousands of years. Octopuses have 3 hearts to help them stay active and healthy. 2 of these hearts, called branchial hearts, pump blood through their gills. The gills are like filters that pick up oxygen from the water, which the octopus needs to breathe. The 3rd heart, called the systemic heart, sends this oxygen-rich blood to the rest of the octopus's body. This is important because octopuses move a lot and need a good supply of oxygen to their muscles and other body parts. Having 3 hearts helps them get the oxygen they need to keep swimming and exploring. A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus because of how slowly it spins and how quickly it goes around the sun. Venus takes about 243 Earth days to spin around once, which means one day on Venus is very long. On the other hand, Venus goes around the sun in just about 225 Earth days. This means that a year on Venus, which is one trip around the sun, is shorter than one day on Venus. So, a day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus because it spins so slowly and orbits the sun so quickly. Hot water can freeze faster than cold water sometimes. This might seem strange, but it happens because when hot water cools down, some of it evaporates, which makes there less water to freeze. Also, hot water can move around more inside the container, helping it cool down faster. Scientists are still figuring out all the reasons why this happens, but it's a fun and surprising thing about water. The Eiffel Tower can change its height depending on the weather. When it's hot in the summer, the metal of the tower gets warm and expands, making the tower a little bit taller. It can grow up to 6 inches. When it's cold in the winter, the metal gets cool and contracts, making the tower a bit shorter. This happens because metal changes size with temperature. So the Eiffel Tower is not always the same height. It can be a little taller or shorter depending on how hot or cold it is outside. Humans and giraffes both have the same number of bones in their necks, 7. Even though a giraffe's neck is very long and a human's neck is much shorter, they still have the same number of neck bones. In giraffes, these neck bones are much longer, which is why their necks are so tall. In humans, the neck bones are shorter, which fits our body shape. So even though our necks look very different, we have the same number of bones inside them. Did you know that sharks are older than trees? It's true. Sharks have been swimming in the ocean for about 400 million years, which is even longer than trees have been growing on Earth. Trees only started appearing around 350 million years ago. Sharks are like the great-great-grandparents of many animals because they've been around for so long. Their bodies have stayed pretty much the same all these years, helping them survive in different oceans and seas. Isn't it cool that sharks were here long before trees started to grow? Imagine if you took all the sand from every beach on Earth and counted each tiny grain. That would be a lot of sand, right? But guess what? There are even more stars in the sky than all those grains of sand. There are so many stars because the universe is huge, with billions of galaxies, and each galaxy has billions of stars. It's like having more stars than you could ever count, making the night sky super special and amazing. Isn't it fun to think about how many stars are out there? Did you know that wombats, cute little animals from Australia, have poop that's shaped like cubes? It's true! Their poop looks like tiny little blocks because of the special way their tummies work. As the poop moves through their intestines, it's squeezed into these funny shapes. This cube-shaped poop doesn't roll away, so it's perfect for wombats to mark their territory. It's almost like they make little building blocks. Maybe wombats got the idea from the game Minecraft. Isn't that a fun and silly thought?